Hey guys, it's Haley, and in this video we are going to be talking how you can get a gig as a musician. This is going to be for you if you are someone that's always dreamed of starting your own band or just a solo act even, maybe just playing locally and you're just not quite sure where to get started. So in this video, I'm just going to go through 5 very easy things that you can do just step by step to go from playing in your house, in your bedroom, to actually getting real gigs and playing shows. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so a little backstory on me. I was playing in Nashville and playing for a lot of bands, and I was a hired gun, and it started just getting a bit exhausting being on someone else's time all the time, and also just learning all of these songs and maybe playing them a couple times and then learning new songs for someone else and whatnot. So my sister and I had always talked like we should start a sister band, and we never actually did it, surprise, until one day there was a restaurant near us that had local bands play, or like duos, singers or whatever, and we were like, surely we could get a gig there. So we scrounged up our songs and we got our first gig, and we were horrible. Even though I'd played with a lot of people, I just messed up so much for the songs. We were super nervous for some reason, even though no one but our friends was there. But we had a lot of fun, and we were like, okay, we know now what we did wrong. Let's refine things and keep going. And since then, that was in 2020, we have made a way longer set list. My husband's joined the band and plays cajon for us, and we're playing about 2 times a week. So we're actually able to make a good bit of money, including tips on these gigs, meeting people we never get to normally meet, and playing these super cool venues like wineries by the ocean, or just local places that are really cool. So I'm gonna walk you through the first step to starting this. Also, quick little ad by me. Here is my free practice guide that has a ton of different ideas to practice if that is something that you are looking for. And it also has a lot of links to different YouTube videos I've done that would make sense to watch in order. So if you do want a little more structure in your practice, you should definitely download this little free guide I made for you. So the first thing that you'll need to do is find people to join your band. And this, if it's just you, you can skip this part. But if you are thinking I have no idea where to look, one thing to consider is maybe looking closer than you initially thought. For me, my sister was not someone that was my first thought of who would be in my band. As much as she's a great singer and I love her, she did choral music in high school. So she wasn't doing stage presence kind of practice and just working a corporate job. But for her, she was just excited about it, and I knew obviously I was gonna have fun playing with her. Just having practiced more and more, she's gotten so much more comfortable on stage, and it's just way more fun taking gigs with her than someone random. If you do not have a musical person that's very close to you, you can also look by going to maybe writers' nights. You can go to people's shows and just approach them and say, hey, I love your style. Would you consider either me playing with you, or would you want to start our own thing together? You can also look at musician finder Facebook groups, or just local pages and just word of mouth. So that's the first thing you'll need to do, is to kind of secure who is going to be playing with you. The next thing that you'll need to do is put together your set list and really practice it. If you are really set on just playing originals, getting around 30 minutes of music, I think, is a great start. And for this, I don't see a ton of original shows that you have to play over 45 minutes. So just kind of writing a lot and figuring out which songs are actually ones that other people like. And this might take playing through them to people and actually noticing the feedback and not just being stuck on what song that you liked the best. Obviously you can add those in, but really noting what is actually connecting with people. If you are adding in covers as well, our gigs are usually around 2 hours, and that's between 30 and 45 songs about. But this is another thing that just kind of refining the set list and not being too stuck on things, I think is a good quality, because at the end of the day, you are playing to connect with other people. And so noticing what songs that actually are making their day and making it really fun is very important. Next up, you will need to collect your portfolio materials and kind of start building out your resume. So first thing is gonna be a video of you. That's pretty much what every venue seems to ask for, just so they can make sure you can play on key, you're not a crazy person. And for this, it can be very simple. You can get your iPhone, sit on your couch, play through a song. And as you go along, you could have maybe a friend film you playing at a show to add that in. You can also make this more professional, but if you're just getting started and don't have a ton of resources to invest in this, don't worry about everything being so perfect. Just do the best you can and make it as professional as possible, and then move on to actually trying to get your gig. You will also need some professional looking photos of you and your band. For this, you can do iPhone photos. Maybe you have a friend that has a nice camera that can take some pictures of you. And what we did is we just looked at bands that we really liked, and we just kind of tried to look at what kind of photo shoots they were doing and apply that to ourselves. So that's something that, again, doesn't have to be so perfect in the beginning, but just doing something that at least fits your vibe and maybe has some sort of style to it. The last thing that you'll need is getting some sort of social media out. I think just having an Instagram is totally fine. That's all we have. The next thing that is really helpful is creating an EPK. So this is an electronic press kit, and it's basically your resume. It's like a one-page document. And we made ours on Canva, and basically it's gonna include photos of you. It can have your band bio, links to videos, photos, social media, which we keep our photos and videos in different Google Drive folders, and all of your contact information. As you go along to and get better shows, you can also add that on there, sort of like a little bit of a bragging section, like I played this venue and whatnot. And this is just so nice to have because you can just attach it to the venue that you're wanting to play or send it in an Instagram message. And that way you don't have to spend all your time retyping everything. Okay, so at this point you have done your set list, you're ready to go. Last thing's gonna be is just to email your venues or send them messages. I just look on websites of places that I've seen music at and feel like we would fit their vibe, and have just looked for their contact of the events manager, and I'll just email them. We have a list in our Google Drive, and we'll just kind of go through and make any notes about who we've contacted. And I think just doing as many as you can is gonna be good at just getting you out there. And from there, people will start sharing your name and contacting you out of the blue, which is really nice. So after this, the biggest thing is just getting started somewhere. It is so easy, I know from experience, to just feel like you're not ready, and that maybe you just need, if you learned a few more things or did a few more professional things or something, that then you would be ready to actually get out there. The biggest thing is just get out there. You are good enough, and it's all about just experience and learning on the job. So you definitely can do it, and it is so worthwhile. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day.